who is the High Commissioner of India to the UK. Thank you very much indeed for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
What's your reaction to what's been happening overnight in the last few hours, these incidents where India are accusing Pakistan of targeting its bases, Pakistan are accusing India of firing at 3 of their military air bases. Where are we at the moment in this escalating conflict, would you say?
So to be clear about a couple of things first at the outset, as my good friend Hussain Haqqani said, the reality is that this began with a terrorist attack in India, in Jammu and Kashmir, not Indian-administered Jammu and Kashmir. It was an unnecessary, egregious, and actually brutal act of terror. There is no other word for it. 27 people were asked to identify themselves on the basis of their religious identity, and those who weren't of a particular faith were shot in cold blood in front of women and children. The response to that was targeted, measured, and deliberately stated and described and acknowledged indirectly, of course, by the Pakistani system as not having hit any of their military bases, not having hit any of their government structures or national infrastructure, etc. The retaliation, as they're calling it, to that, the response, as they're calling it to that, what will they strike? They've gone ahead and struck military installations in India. Now, you cannot do this and expect that you will get away without that being responded to. We have repeatedly said, you stop attacking our military installations, because after all, if you're attacking and defending, if you're attacking on the basis of us taking out your terror infrastructure, then you're standing up for terrorist groups. There is no other way you can describe that.
We should say, shouldn't we, that the Pakistani government, the Pakistani state are denying any knowledge or involvement in that attack that you mentioned.
They've done that for the last 30 years. It's beginning to become a bit visible. The fact that the TRF, the so-called the Resistance Front, it's an outfit that is based there. It is a proxy for the Lashkar-e-Taiba. We have given information about this group over the last year before this outrage to the United Nations Security Council. They took credit for it. The Lashkar-e-Taiba's known handlers amplified it. There is little to doubt it.
How much contact is there between the two governments at the moment, do you know? Are there phone calls taking place to try and stop this getting worse?
There are routes that they have, including at the military level. They have been in force up to as early as earlier this week. It is up to them. The ball is consistently in their court. Each time they up the ante, as we have told them and we have said to the world in public, we will respond. And as to the point about both the previous speaker, not just Ambassador Haqqani, but the previous former British diplomat who spoke, I think we should be very clear about it. If the international community wants to do something, it has had a long opportunity to do so in the last 30 years. It has sat on its hands and prevented and therefore prevented action and therefore allowed Pakistan to build up this infrastructure of terror. That it is now such a deep and integrated part of their state that they choose to respond on behalf of terror infrastructures is really down to the international community. It's not us, but we're the victims of it and we will act.
As we heard Hussain Haqqani say just now, these two countries are effectively two siblings born on the same day in 1947, which struck me very much because there is so much that unites the people of India and Pakistan. So why are we still in this ongoing, difficult, tense, worrying situation?
From our side, all we ask of them is, first and foremost, abjure the use of terror. I don't think that's a particularly unfair ask. It doesn't seem to be anything that any other country would ask of a neighbor, or any other country indeed. I don't see the same level of patience being offered to anybody else who uses terror as a means of statecraft. Beyond that, anything else is possible. But we need to begin with clarity about this. No other country has offered restraint for 30 years of unrequited use of terror.
You say anything else is possible. These are two countries that hold nuclear weapons, and that will obviously be of concern to everybody.
I said anything else is possible in terms of being able to be neighborly from the if you abjure the use of terror.
Is there a threat though of nuclear retaliation at any point?
That's not coming from us. The nuclear word has been used by the Pakistani state repeatedly in the last 1 week.
So you can say that India would not engage in an escalation to that level?
I can say India will not engage in idle rhetoric. Our nuclear doctrine is published and well known. The Pakistani one is not published and therefore not well known. We are the ones who offer a no first use doctrine. We also offer that we will not use nuclear weapons against non-nuclear weapon states. But we also say that if anybody retaliates, uses nuclear weapons against us, no matter in what kind and what capacity, we will retaliate massively with that.
What do you think needs to happen now to stop this situation getting worse? I mean, you say that it's down to the Pakistani government to deal with it, but is that likely to happen? Is there a suggestion that you are the bigger economic power? You have so much money compared to what they have in Pakistan. Is there an element of you having to almost be the ones who back down first?
No, look, the point that we have made is simply this. We have absolutely no desire in a larger conflict with Pakistan. We have stated that publicly after the first response to the terror outrage. We have stated this in multiple occasions. We have a functioning democracy. We have a world to get along with. We have no desire to take this further. It is Pakistan that keeps sort of saying that it has to respond. It will respond to a response. It will respond to the response after that. We have offered them a repeated off-ramp yesterday, today. The point has simply been stop trying to hit at our military air bases, and we will stop responding to that. Each of these things, by the way, there is a chronology. You can actually see this from about 8 p.m. UK time. There is ample footage available of drones and attack drones and fire coming across from the Pakistani side, across from Srinagar all the way down to practically the border of Gujarat. Now, all of those are being taken down with our air defense system, and then we're responding to where it comes from. Now, you can't say it's going to be one way.
How much would you welcome the rest of the international community getting involved in a diplomatic sense to try and resolve this issue?
Look, the route is very simple. Tell Pakistan it has an off-ramp, it can stop. Beyond that, it needs to recognize that this 30-year-old strategy of theirs of playing a subcritical conflict with us and then playing the victim at the same time, that has to stop. It's as simple as that. You have the levers. The simple truth is the world has been funding Pakistan with development assistance that never goes to the Pakistani people, for whom, frankly, this should go. It lands up in the hands of the military. There's no other military on the planet that spends 18% takes 18% of the budget. Ask yourself that question. So where is your financial assistance going?
Thank you very much indeed for your time this morning. We very much appreciate it. That's Vikram Doraisamy, who